Today on Drawbli, we are drawing...
Victorian animal portraits.
Continuing to draw.
Yes.
That is. Yeah,
They're
so...
coming along.
What's up?
I said they're coming along.
They are, slowly but surely. I am probably going to focus more on the face for this one. Mm-hmm. What about you? What are you doing over there?
I'm going to try
What
to
you got?
block in the large, dark area of his body without trying to be too specific to the finer elements of the shading, just because eventually I plan to put like his coat on him over all this. So I am selecting a large section that's just basically going to be very dark.
Oh, you're doing your shading already?
Yes.
Before you even put a jacket on him?
Yes. Well, kind of, yes. Yep.
Interesting. I will be interested to see how that shapes up with that shape.
I have no idea. A lot of what I do, I don't really know what I'm doing.
We're just kind of guessing. That's
Yeah.
what we do here. We just kind of guess.
I feel like me especially, just because I still don't feel like I have a lot of digital experience, So for me, a lot of it kind of is guessing, finding out what works, what doesn't work.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of this process for both of us. We've just been figuring out our own workflows as we continue to progress. It's been a lot of work. I feel like, you definitely have your own workflow, I have seen. Like,
Yeah.
you might not feel like that is true, but I have seen you kind of work in the exact same kind of strategy each time. You're getting them lines down, and now you're starting to do some of that. So you are... Okay, so mine's like a anthropomorphic fox. Yours is more like straight bull.
Yes, he is straight up a bull, and I like that idea, and I like the idea of just putting some clothes on him, and I think it'll look a little silly in a funny way, in kind of a different way than it's funny to have them standing in Victorian poses. I think it'll be funny in the sense of he's still just a bull going around doing bull things, and he happens to be wearing a coat. So I look forward to that.
I like it. I have no way... I think I messed up my thing here, but that's okay. I will fix it probably. Yeah, I'm just trying to get some of these different shades on his face. I don't want to add any lights or shadows yet. I'm just trying to continue to get everything in where it should roughly be, roughly speaking. We'll see how that goes.
Can do.
I think I messed up his face, actually. I made it... He's got like a real floofy poofy face over here, and I'm realizing I need some more floof and some more poof.
How are you gonna do that?
I'm gonna add some more floof and poof. That's how I'm gonna do it.
I like it.
I'm just gonna...
Good strategy.
I'm just gonna pull out the cheek shape over here slightly. I'm noticing that I could have done that here maybe a little, or maybe it's just like tucked in underneath. Who knows?
There's really no knowing with animals. They could look anyway, and we would never know.
No one really knows how animals work.
No.
That might do it. That might get a little extra fluff under there. Can I check out your bull?
Yeah.
And see what you got going on over there?
Yeah, I'm just,
Where's your general at?
he's not there yet.
He's not there yet?
No.
So you're just starting with the bull, and then you're gonna add the general later?
Yeah. I think that's how I want to do it. I'm not sure it'll work, but I'm trying it.
I'm just trying to incorporate them as early as possible.
I think that's
so that I can fail
probably the
as
real-
early as possible.
I'm sure what you're doing is actually the correct way to go about this.
I don't know. I think both strategies are probably very viable. We shall see. I honestly like that you put in so many lines initially. Mine's a little more rough and ready. Maybe
Rough and tumbly.
Yeah, and maybe not even ready. Ready's the wrong word. Rough and tumbly. Yeah, I like that. That's good. That's good stuff. I'm working on some beautiful ears.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to get some of these different colors on the face. As you know, I love to do with my color blocks. Little blocks of color here and there. Like, what are you doing in terms of color? Because your guy doesn't have a lot of color.
No.
Your bull reference is actually black and white, it looks like, is it?
Yeah.
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 Ooh, you could do a black and white portrait.
Oh, that's something I did. I think I want to pull in the red of
Ah, yes, because it's a bull.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. The red of a bull.
Oh, well, I didn't think of that, but the red of the jacket.
You did think of it.
I did?
Yeah, Abby, as an artist. So, like, somebody comes up and they're like, this is my interpretation of your art. You're like, of course it is. I planned for that.
Oh, yes.
Look, I've been doing this for a while, so, like...
So you know all the tricks.
You got to know the art tricks.
You say that was your goal the whole time.
Well, one of the goals. Oh, yes, that is one of the interpretations I planned for. But there's many more. It's like a puzzle. You'll have to look into it. Really
I don't
study.
expect you to ever see it, but good on you for catching on to one of my many, 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 many points of genius here.
Exactly. You know, when you walk into the art museum and they got that beautiful, multi-hundred-year-old artwork, and then next to it is like that good old pencil-drawn cube, and you're like... Yes, of course I understand the majesty of this piece.
I know why this is here in this nice gallery.
Yes, 5 feet from this
weird.
artwork that is quite literally hundreds of years old. Of course I understand it. It's a cube, which says... Go ahead.
Oh, a cube which... That just shows how little I know as an artist. I couldn't even begin to tell you why a cube would or should exist in that scenario and setting.
A fox. You know what this fox stands for, right?
Right. No.
The monarchy. The patriarchy. The monarchy and the patriarchy. And how it needs to be torn down and also built up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Naturally.
I mean, if you think about it, if you really look at my piece,
it'll be obvious.
I mean, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
It's right there. It's right there in the, well, I would say black and white, but in the orange or red of the fox's
you have so much
coat.
color in yours.
Well, I'm kind of going a little crazy here. I don't want to get too messy. It's easy to get messy, I feel like, with fur. Especially early on. So I'm really trying to keep it as controlled as possible.
I am too. I'm trying really hard. I am panicking a lot, but not as much as normal. I think what I'm gonna do is go in and make this area even darker still. Try to bring us all to the same value.
So dark.
Yes.
Abby, I didn't know you had this darkness inside of you.
It's outside of me now on this bowl here.
This darkness in your heart. We just watched The Boy and the Beast.
That was
recently.
a cool movie. I like that.
Yeah, I thought it was alright. I didn't think it was like the coolest animated movie I'd ever seen. Who is it? Mamoru Musada? I am probably pronouncing that incorrectly. I can't remember the exact name. Something similar to that.
Didn't he also direct that other movie you saw recently, Belle?
Yes, which is what I was going to say next. I actually liked Belle more than that movie. Belle had its campy moments, but I liked the overall story of Belle more, and the setting I thought was a little more visually interesting and cool. That movie was like about the world of the beasts. Belle is about like the digital world, actually.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's really
I was
different.
working when you all went to go see it, so sad not to go, but it sounded cool.
Yes, you've been doing your crazy contract.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of nice because it's kind of like I get to pick up on a little bit of that travel nurse wages, but I don't have to travel.
Most people probably don't know what that is.
Oh, I know. To me, it's such like the forefront of what's in the news and everything. To me, that's what it looks like. But I suppose to other people, it's maybe not a known thing.
Yeah, you should explain what that means.
A lot of a lot of hospitals are very short-staffed, so they're bringing in travel nurses, and travel nurses are making more than ever. So everybody's leaving to go travel, which kind of is a catch-22.
Essentially, a travel nurse is someone like, look, you're too deep. You don't know.
I'm not even explaining what a travel nurse. You're right.
Exactly. So a travel nurse is someone that is essentially a nurse. Like, is a nurse. Well, what I was going to say is it's essentially a nurse for a hospital, but not for any one particular hospital. Hence the travel. So they jump around from hospital to hospital, sometimes local, sometimes not. And they get paid not just their normal salary for working for said hospital, but they also get paid things like a travel stipend, depending on certain factors.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of nuance and complexities to it, but that is the gist of it, exactly. And ever since the pandemic, it's really been the height of time to be a travel nurse, because, it's a great way to set yourself up in life, actually. To make a lot of money all at once. And then, a lot of people are like buying a house who would not normally have been able to buy a house yet in their lives, and using it in other great ways that I think are really cool. But I was happy not working all the extra hours that you have to do that, because you have to be full-time and then often then some to take advantage of it. And I was happy not being full-time.
Yeah. But the thing with travel nursing, like maybe the odd thing about travel nursing, and there's been like lots of jokes and stuff made about it, Abby has shown me some like TikToks about it, is that all these nurses have been like going through this crazy scenario with said global pandemic, and a lot of medical professionals have. In the hospital, they're like, we need more money, and the hospital's like, no. And they're like, okay, I quit. 5 minutes later, walks back in the room. Hello, I am a travel nurse. I am now a travel nurse. I would like to work here. And they're like, okay, sure. Here's more money that you were asking for 5 seconds ago. It is like it is a joke, but it's also comically close to how it works.
Right. Like, you can't typically be a travel nurse at the hospital like that you were a staff nurse at. I've never seen that be a thing unless through weird circumstances. But, you go down the road to the next local hospital maybe, and
5 feet away.
Literally.
Quite literally across the street.
Who's doing the exact same game with their own staff and play that game all over.
Yeah, it's so weird and silly, but I guess that's how it be right now. Yeah, I do not envy the nurses. I do not envy the situation.
It's pretty wild, but at least there's a silver lining, like I said, of people being able to put aside like a nice nest egg for themselves, who would normally not have been able to do that, probably.
Would you recommend nursing to people, like, in general?
That's a good question. It depends on a lot of factors. I feel like it would depend a lot more on the individual in question. I wouldn't recommend it for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody.
As most things are not.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's kind of more of an individual basis. I couldn't say like blanket yes or blanket no.
That's fair.
Would you recommend being a digital sculptor?
No, I wouldn't. No, actually no. I think that there are a lot more simple forms of art to get into, maybe.
Yeah. Would you recommend being like an artist / content creator?
Artist, yes, 100%. Art's awesome. Do it. Get into it. It's great. It's an awesome hobby. It's an awesome, awesomely difficult career. Content creator, though, I don't know. That takes a particular type of person. A very particular type of person. Someone with a lot gumption and someone who can be told no a million times and still come back for more. You got to be a glutton for punishment a little bit.
One of my artist friends posted a picture recently that had text in it that was just like, "Dear Instagram, I wanted to be an artist, not like a fully trained video media production expert.
Yeah,
I just want to post my art and be a good artist."
Yeah, I just want to make art and not spend like millions and millions of hours editing and learning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even for the people who know nothing about editing, it's like, wow, that's a lot of work to get in. Like, there are so many little things that many people do not think about or consider at all when starting said type of work.
When it comes to making it.
When it comes to making it, I don't know what making it means, but
in the art world, who knows?
Oh, okay, yeah, for sure.
Ben, let me ask you. I think it's time to bring in consultation, Ben, and ask you for a consult on my bull here.
What kind of consultation are you looking for?
I am looking for confirmation that his like skin and bullishness is.
Skin and bullishness.
Well, you know what? Now I'm doing my own consultation and preemptiveness of that, and I'm already answering my own questions of no. There's more work to do.
We can do some crits. I will, but we have to do it a specific way. Are you okay with that?
Tell me how.
Yeah. So there's ways to do good critique and there's ways to do bad critique. The most simple way to do a good critique is to say what you think you have done well, and then say what you think you have done poorly and needs work. It's really that simple. But so many people fail to do these two things, and they will just say, "Hey, will you critique this for me?" And it's like, "Yeah, but like, what do you need help with? There's like a million things here
that need critique." Oh gosh.
Yeah, like what is? Be more specific, please. So with that in mind, be specific.
Okay, so what I think I've done well
Let me take a look.
A very preemptive start at blocking in this bull's nuances and
Give
colors.
me this.
But I think I've done poorly is delineating between, like, making things blockier color-wise. I think I have a lot of visible brush strokes, especially on his left side.
So what did you think you've done well? Say again?
Just blocking in his overall dark area.
His overall dark area. And what do you think you've done poorly?
I have a lot of visible brush strokes, especially on his left side.
Okay. And what do you think you could do to improve upon that?
Well, I think I could throw in better highlights on his left side.
Some better?
But I don't know how to fix the brush strokes that I have there.
All right. Well, here is what I will say. I think you have done a good job of getting those dark spots, but I would say I think you could make it even better by making it a little lighter, and there's actually some saturation in this. I think there's a little bit of red or purple in this image, from what I can tell. It's just slight, but...
Yeah, I definitely would agree with you that there's purple.
So, whatever color you choose, I think you could do that. And then I think we have a couple proportional things that we could tweak here relatively quickly. Can we import this bull into here?
There's already a layer with that bull on it.
Perfect. I closed your reference image for a moment. We're going to look at said thing.
I accidentally cut his hooves out of my reference image, but it shows up on the reference finder.
Cool. His hooves? Oh, it does? Oh, I see. All right, so let's start. This was the first thing that stood out to me. This line.
I struggled with that line. I redid that a few times and still was never totally happy with it.
All right, so this area here is his neck. So we kind of got that going on here. We just want to, differentiate that, which you have done. The shape isn't exactly the same. I'm not sure why I'm not drawing now. Oh, it's because I'm erasing. Of course. There we go. So you have done that, and then that line there, I think you have. And then if we just kind of break Oh my goodness. Why does it keep switching to the eraser? Do you have like a...
I think so.
Yeah. Your double tap swaps. Is that intentional?
I flipped it on.
All right, so we got the box of the nose, and then we come up, and then in, and then out and around. And then we have the forehead, and then here's like the top of the head, right? And then, you know, we got the skull coming out, around. There's like the face here wrapping down and around like this. So some of this, I think, specifically here, see how that has tapered in so low? We need that line to shift a lot lower, coming toward the snout. So up here, I think you should shift that and kind of connect that up as well. And then just make sure, you know, you're really separating that top area of the forehead. Welcome to our critiques with Ben. And then coming down in straight lines, back out as the snout widens into the box of the snout. And then let's see here. Notice how this point here and here, they're actually kind of that topmost point here. And then it kind of comes out and then in a little bit. So something like that is what we're kind of looking for in terms of structure there. So I think that might help to just get the face a little closer, the head, not the face, but the head. But I think everything else that you've talked about, in terms of that texture over here on the right side, I think that is something that you can easily blend. I would say that is not the biggest thing standing out for you. Everything else looks really cool though.
Okay.
I think that would be the biggest thing though to push you to make him feel a little closer. If you look at the structure of the snout that you have made though, yours is like spot on. So you've done a really good job.
Oh, thank
like
you.
matching that shape and those angles there. Very, very close. Very, very good. But that is my recommendation there.
So
I drew all over your reference image because I'm very bad at
that's
Procreate.
okay. I can always just re-import it. It's not a big deal.
Okay, well there you go. There's that. You're welcome.
So drop
You're
the
welcome for
sides
the
of
mess.
his face, basically.
Yeah, just like really get that ding dang structure. Don't look at mine. I went way over. I got a little sidetracked with my Foxy friend here.
Yeah, so you're not asking for critique right now is what I'm hearing.
You know what? Here, go crazy. Take a look at what I've done. I've really put in a lot of patches of color. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. But
is there anything in particular you want critique on right now?
Here, let's
because I can fully just bring the admiration. I am okay to do that role too.
Let's see. What have I done well? Interesting question. I think that I have blocked out the rough structure of my frills well.
You have?
Well enough. And poorly, I think that if I look over here, you're not even looking. That needs to drop down a little lower for that corner, from what I can tell. And some other, I might need to tuck this eye a little more in that way, just structurally speaking. And then of course I need to blend all of this, and that's all going to be a lot more subtle, but starting off with some sharp colors. What do you think?
About what specifically?
So I just gave the good thing, the bad thing, and now you give your thoughts on those things.
Oh, so yeah, definitely. Like you said, you caught that. Okay. I think there was something. You picked up on this issue over here where that snout would probably extend a little bit farther there.
Longer,
maybe.
yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Or you could just drop all this area, maybe in more.
This would also help.
Then you wouldn't have to repaint all your really beautiful mosaic work on his snout.
Beautiful mosaic.
Yes, I love the mosaic work. That's so cool.
If you like zoom out, see, it works. So give it some time, guys.
I love it.
Give it some time.
You can make
some blending
his
time.
ears bigger.
Bigger? Bigger ears?
Yeah. out.
Okay.
I
like bigger ears. I'm into it.
But yeah, even over there, maybe. But yeah,
not taller, just wider.
You could probably compensate with some height too.
Okay. Why, thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to do first what you suggested there. A little bit of shifting of the sands.
The shifting sands of time.
The shifting sands of foxes in boxes. Ooh, isn't there? Oh, I remembered. There's so many fun little shortcuts in, in Procreate. And one of them is like, one of many, like dragging down with fingers, dragging up. Like there's so many like little fun things you can do that are really cool. And that one where you drag down with 3 fingers for that menu, I like that one a lot.
Oh yeah, I use that actually more than I always think I'm going to.
Yeah, it gives you that. Well, the reason why I use it is for that copy paste menu. That one's very nice. And then the snout a little longer. I gotta flip my canvas. If I'm gonna be doing that. Lower on that side. Perspective, huh? Perspective's whack. Whoever came up with perspective, who did that?
I don't know, but they should have never discovered it. We could have all gone without knowing that was a thing.
It is funny that if you look at old art, there is a very clear delineation in time when like people discovered 3-point perspective.
Yeah. The art everywhere, the art just changed dramatically.
And one of the things that helped that become a reality was actually taller buildings. Because people didn't know that. There was like 1-point perspective, but we'd never seen like any, or at least like a lot of. I guess there would be like nature, right? But it just, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would have ever discovered it myself, so I can't really speak to it. I probably wouldn't have. I would have just kept drawing in 0-point perspective, everything orthographic.
Just forever.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's cool to look back at some of that old art and also make fun of it.
I'm adding in some color to his horns.
Horn color, of course. So you like my mosaic?
I do. I think that's gonna, like you said, read so well from far away.
From far away.
Well,
I'm going to reduce it. It's not going to be all that strong.
Okay.
It's going to be played back in a little bit. Just give it some time, because I sampled some of it from the image. It has like shading on it, so I will have to get rid of some of that here as I go back in and repaint here and there. What do you think about the structure of your bull after me pointing out a couple of those smaller things?
I pulled down the sides of his face more to try to catch a little bit of what you were talking about. And I think it worked pretty well.
A relatively simple kind of fix.
Exactly.
Not like I don't think there's a ton for you to do there. Do you feel confident moving forward on your bull?
I think so. I'm going to, oops, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do his antlers.
Oh no.
His horns.
Very
now.
Confident moving forward on the bull, I see. Going to do his antlers. Yes, of course.
I am so enamored with the new trick you taught me of
the
masks.
Using masks?
Yeah, because
Awesome.
clipping masks I knew. It's quite a few steps, really, but it's
really clipping
fun.
masks are newer than that type of mask, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Masks in general are awesome. Masks actually harken back to, I think I was telling you, about like old film and how you've seen like the stuff for like old Disney films where they have like the physical layers that they're putting in front of a camera. You know what I'm talking about? It's it's like the same idea. Same idea here with masks in the digital world.
Fan.
Big fan.
Yeah, it's such a cool way to add highlight.
Lights, shadows, all the
general.
things. Yeah, it is really cool. There are so many, like, for me, I absolutely take it all for granted because I've been doing digital stuff for a long time. But I can see how, for someone that's, like, never heard of some of these digital tools, and then you come in and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Oh, wait, how does that work?
Right.
That's so
I feel like I'm discovering a futuristic society, and I've just lived in a little village this whole time.
You poor thing. You know nothing of the digital world of art. But once you go digital, you'll never go back.
No, probably not.
There's no reason. Why would you? Gosh.
I don't know if I'm ever going to quite get his eye right on this side.
I think you will.
Oh, no.
You're right. Never.
I might.
Never.
Here we go. I'm going to try again.
It's just too
Even
much.
thinking.
It's too much for you.
I always knew it.
All right, well, next time we will continue on our beautiful animal portraits.
That was a great Drawbli episode.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am loving your fox, by the way. That is so cool.
Aw, thank you.
That is so fun. This has been a fun project.
Oh, wow, yeah. The changes you made there actually make a huge difference
Oh, yay.
in such a short time.
Yay.